You love food, right? Yes, I absolutely love food. Food is delicious. It is my go-to for all the time. I just want to eat. Give me a snack. Snack, snack, snack. Food, food, food. I love food. How can you have this body and love food or eat the way that you do? I think it's fairly simple. I work pretty hard for this body. I don't just overindulge, and I don't eat absolutely everything. I mean, I limit my intake on certain things and overindulge on other things. Can you elaborate on what you limit and what you don't mind overindulging on? I limit processed foods, processed sugars, fast food, eating out, and I will overindulge on the healthier junk foods. I don't mind. I'll eat the crap out of that all day, every day. I will overindulge on the food that I cook at home. I will let myself eat the foods that are the healthier options for me, and I will eat a lot of that because I don't see the point in limiting that. How does it make you feel when people make comments about your body and I guess your eating habits? I don't really like it, actually. I don't like it at all. I think they're rude and don't have any grounds for you to comment on my body and how you perceive me to eat, what you think I eat. It's more of, you have a small frame, so you must really not eat anything at all, when in reality that's not the truth. I probably eat more than they do, but I also work harder than they do, most likely, to get this body that I have. I mean, I put in a lot of work for it, and when people make comments about, oh, are you gonna eat that? Are you gonna eat all of that? Because you don't look like you're going to. It just defeats all of the work that I've put in to loving my body and staying in this shape that I'm in. You know, it's more negative than anything, and they probably don't mean it in that way, and it might be a reflection of them and how they feel about themselves. And you know, it's okay, well, I'm eating all of this stuff and I don't look the way that you do. Well, you might be eating all of that, but you aren't putting in the work that I put in either. What are some of the things people have said? One time I was eating a breakfast burrito, and a girlfriend was just like, oh, are you gonna eat all that? Because you don't look like you eat all that. I can't remember exactly what she said, but she made a comment about whether or not I was gonna eat the whole burrito because I don't look like I eat all of my food. I've gotten, oh, you don't look like you eat a lot of junk food, which, I mean, that's not a negative thing, because not eating a lot of junk food, hey, I'm not gonna complain about it. But I guess if you eat a lot of junk food, you should weigh more, or you should look like you weigh more, you should look like you eat a lot of junk food, which I probably eat more junk food than I should. I mean, I choose healthier junk foods, and sometimes I dig into my kids' candy and I eat all of that. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna be overweight or heavier, because I do work out. There is this thing called effort and work so that I don't look like I just stuff my face with crap all day. One of my favorite ones, not really favorite, but one of the ones that top the list, is I have a coworker that he fasts until the afternoon, so he doesn't, eat anything until noon, from the time he wakes up till lunch. And I was just kind of like, okay, well, why do you do that? And he said, well, if I had a body like yours, I wouldn't have to do this. And it's like, oh, well, to get this body, I never fasted. I eat consistently. I breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. And that's it. I mean, I like to snack. I'm a snacker. I have my meals and then I have to snack throughout the day. I'm not going to fast. So for you, it kind of makes it sound like I don't do anything for this. Like I just wake up and I have this body. But that's not the case. I wake up and I work out and I eat and I moderate my food and I pay attention to what I'm eating, and I don't just eat everything or anything at all. I make sure I know what I'm putting in my body, and I work really hard. I worked hard to get here and I work hard to stay here. So you can't just look at me and say, oh, she probably doesn't eat that much, or oh, she doesn't eat junk food, or if I had a body like hers, I wouldn't have to do anything at all, because that's not true. You have to do that. You can't not eat and then think you're gonna get to a goal, and then as soon as you hit that goal, what are you gonna do? Start eating the way that you were. You're gonna start eating breakfast again. You're gonna start eating in the morning, and then you're just gonna repeat that cycle of getting back to the body that you didn't want, and then you feel like you have to either have to go back to fasting again, or feel the defeat of it not really working because you didn't stick to it. What do you love most about food? What I love most about food is eating it. Absolutely. I get so much comfort and joy from food. I absolutely love food, and I can't stress this enough how much I love food, because I will sit around and I will just eat food. One of my favorite things, the thing that gets me most excited about food, is when I've made it at home. It's absolutely delicious and a healthy meal. Something I don't have to feel guilty about eating or going back for seconds or thirds. What are your thoughts on the way people look and how their food intake is perceived? I think it's kind of silly for people to assume that I think it's silly for people to assume how someone eats based on the way that they look, because I get it all the time. I must not eat because I'm a smaller human. So on the opposite of that, someone who's bigger than me must eat all the time because they're a bigger human. But that's not always the case. Yes, of course it could be, but that doesn't mean that's what it is. I work out and I balance everything. So yeah, I might not look like I eat a lot of food, but I actually do eat a lot of food. So you can't judge someone based on that, because you don't know what's going on in their lives. If you are not putting in the work for exercise, then yeah, everything you eat is going to show. How do you not get upset at yourself for eating something bad? I just don't consider anything to be that bad. I mean, yeah, there's bad food out there. Most of our food is processed with chemicals and shit we shouldn't even be eating. But again, I'm comfortable with the balance that I have in my daily intake. So I'm not going to beat myself up for anything. I've done that. I did that. I even did that early on in my journey because I felt like eating a cookie was going to negate the workout I just did that morning. But I don't do that anymore. I'm okay with eating that cookie, or sometimes 3 cookies, but I'm okay with that. I'm not going to beat myself down and force extra workouts on myself or make up for eating those cookies, because there's no point in that. You want the cookie, eat the damn cookie, don't feel bad about it, and move on. That's how I tell myself to continue on and not be upset about eating anything. Any final words just about food and bodies and anything at all? Sure. I would just say that food is fuel. Food feeds my soul, especially fried foods. But food in moderation is key. It's what's going to help you move forward in your journey and make you feel comfortable with your daily intake. Don't villainize food, because food is not the villain. Food is not forcing you to eat it. You are letting yourself eat the foods that you choose. It's your decision. So maybe next time decide to go for something healthier instead of the junk. But don't not eat. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Inner Talk with Talkin with Taryn. And if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe for more.